In this video, I'm going to show you exactly how to be able to roll out your entire album from start to finish. This is a no BS guide. If you want more help like this, go to the link in bio so you can get one-on-one help from me for artist development coaching and rolling this out, so you don't have to do it by yourself and you can hold yourself accountable. I've not seen anyone else talk about this strategy online. I believe I very much have put together the most bulletproof way that you can guarantee yourself millions of views. And it's hard work. It's not easy. It's not the conventional way. It's not the dopamine hit just to tell you about posting this content, all the rest of it. But this will fucking work. This is how you roll out your album. But there's one thing above everything else that if you don't have, this isn't gonna work. Good music. And unfortunately, the majority of us think our music, we love it. We think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Statistically, the majority of you do not have good music. And I think a lot of the time you need to have ears, separate ears on it. So whether that's playing it to your friends, playing it to people who really trust and love you and are going to tell you the truth. I think a lot of the time people don't have that because people don't want to hurt people's feelings. My job is not to hurt your feelings, but it's to tell you the truth. So if you're needing like an executive producer or want someone to be able to have a listen to what you're making and see if it's of standard, because again, it takes a very long time to get good at this, but you can save yourself time by talking to someone like myself who's been making music, been writing music, host songwriting camps all year round. If you want to be able to jump on those as well, we've got that available for 12 years. So if you want that artist development help and you want that songwriting help and help to improve yourself as an artist, as a musician, go to the link in bio. This is why no one's listening to your music and no one wants to listen to your album. I'm going to get into it. First of all, what it starts off with is understanding what does an album that people listen to that's really good, Vince Gilligan, Christopher Nolan, and Drake have in common. It's a word that begins with a T. It's not trash, which is where you are right now with your understanding of how to be able to get fans. It's a word up here, which is trust. Without trust, you can't have any fans. So how do you build trust, right? It's by having the thing in which these three have in common with a very good album that people are drawn to. You know what it is? Bangers. You need to have bangers. And not just one, not just 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You need to have undoubtable bangers time and time again if you want to build up the trust to have someone listen to a whole project of yours. Now, what is an album? Well, according to Spotify, any project that is longer than 30 minutes. You have to ask yourself and have to understand, what is it that I am demanding from someone to be a fan of me? Now imagine you're walking in the street, right? Or someone's walking in the street and someone comes up to them now and is like, hey, listen to me. I want to have a conversation with you for 30 minutes. I just want 30 minutes of your time. You and I both know we're not standing around because we don't know this guy. Now, this is you, sorry. We don't know this guy. We have no trust. He's not our friend. Maybe it's she, they, whoever is not our friend. We don't know them. You probably had it happen before. If you're from London like myself, you know how many times we'll get stopped in the street, maybe by those knife crime guys. You want to be able to have like, to be able to have us donate to them. It's a terrible business model. It's a terrible way to get people to sit when you just go up straight up to them like, yo, can I talk to you? Can I talk to you? It's like, what have you done for me lately? Now these three have done a lot for us lately in culture. You have Christopher Nolan here, and this is what's going to make it really, really understandable to you, who has had bangers on bangers on bangers of films. He's had Interstellar, Oppenheimer, he's had Tenet, The Dark Knight, the best superhero film that has ever been made. Don't even try and argue with me, argue the ball. Memento, and The Prestige, right? Just to name a few, right? That's just that. You then have Vince Gilligan, arguably, in fact not even arguably, has made the best show of all time, Breaking Bad, which is probably one of the only shows that we have ever seen in which every episode is a banger. There's not an episode that is not a banger. He then follows it up with Better Call Saul, which again, another banger. So there you've at least got 60 or 70, maybe even more episodes of peak television where from the pilot, from the first episode, people are hooked and they're like, this is crazy. I've not seen anything like this before. It's amazing acting. It's amazing writing. It's amazing directing. It's an amazing show. I'm locked in whenever he drops anything. I'm locked in whenever Nolan drops anything. And you know how we can see it? The brother just dropped a 3-hour film called The Odyssey, taking one of the biggest stories in history and condensing it to 3 hours and putting it in IMAX to the point where IMAX is sold out for months. For months it is sold out. How? Because of the trust that even though people haven't seen it, they know it's going to be good. Even though you haven't seen Pluribus, then when Pluribus drops, we have a high trust. Our trust barrier is super, super low, that we most likely are going to trust that it's going to be good before we even got to it, right? Drake. Take Care. 18 bangers on there. Nothing Was the Same. Another 18 bangers there. You've got Views. 20 bangers on there. The man has had more Hot 100 hits than anyone. So anytime, let's just be putting a few there. The guy's got what, 10 albums or something? Do you know if we're even going now to collab albums, everything else? The trust barrier with all these people right here is so low that we just literally step over that little barrier that we know it's most likely going to be a banger. So the problem with what you've got going on right now, and why you probably feel like you're trash and no one's listening to you, is that you haven't got enough bangers out. Or the other side of what's going on for you of why no one is listening to the album is that maybe on the album you got loads of bangers, right? But the problem is, and I've seen this happen recently with an artist that I like listening to, right? Is that you're just dumping them all on us at one time. So let's make some space. When I see in my comment section people saying, I'm doing quality over quantity. I didn't come into this to do a quantity game. Well, do you understand? To have quality, you have to put in a lot of quantity. To be ripped, you have to probably go to the gym damn near every single day. You've got people like The Rock who are going to the gym twice a day, right? Because to have a quality body, or to be good at whatever it is, if you're talking about athletes, you have to put in more quantity so that you have a higher quality in the skill set that you've got, right? So what do you think is going to happen if you turn up more to the studio and you write more? You are going to have better songs because you're doing more of the thing, but you're also going to have more songs. It's all good if you have one song that's a banger. Great. If you're just here for the money and you get one that bangs and then and then you're not in it for the legacy or the longevity, that's cool. Because you can easily get one song that bangs and then the song overshadows you. It eclipses you. But if you're trying to have people listen to an album, and this is what a lot of artists struggle with, is that they can drop singles, but no one drops the album, is that they don't drop enough singles or enough, let's say, mini EPs or whatever else to build up to the album. Because if you go straight to the album now, right, and you have no singles or anything leading up to it, one, there's no momentum, there's no hype, there's no experience when you just give it to us all in one. Like, slow walk the dog. I love the saying, like, slow walk the dog. Don't just let the dog off the leash and just let it run free and do what it wants, because you have then no control over the environment and what you're doing, right? And this is literally what I was about to get to with someone that I know, right? I think makes incredible music. I can guess he's probably going to drop about a 14-track album, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Like, it just keeps going, right? Like 13, 14, 15. It just keeps. Doesn't that look like before I even put the names, right? If I see this, right? If I see this track list and I've not heard one of them, where do I start? I don't even know where to begin. Oh, we'll start from track 1. That's overwhelming, bro. That's overwhelming. Let's say this is an hour long, let alone 30 minutes. It comes back to this point that I was making, in which is, if someone stopped you in the street right now and was like, hey, can I have 30 minutes of your time? I don't know you, brother. Yeah? So it's like, with this, it's like, I don't even know where to start, because I've now got to carve 30 minutes in my day for you. I'm more likely to make time in my schedule for this if I trust you, if I know you drop bangers. The same way people are making time in there. I went to see The Odyssey in IMAX at 11 a.m. Sold out. Sold out. I don't live near the IMAX. It's sold out every night, every morning and night. That's how people are making time in their schedule. They're taking off work to go see this. That's how much they respect this man. Do you understand? That's how much people respect Drake, is that they'll stay up until midnight for the album. You may have the argument now to say, oh, well, Drake just dropped the whole thing without any singles. Because the man's been doing it for 20 years. He's built up enough trust now where you can pull back. But if you're just starting off and you're like, yo, I'm dropping an album, no singles, no nothing up to it, no one's going to stick around. No one's going to know where to begin because it's just overwhelming. It's a lot of my time to have to listen to this whole thing, especially as every single day there is another album probably getting dropped by someone else. So it's like you have to understand the field that you're in. So what's the solution? The solution is, what do we have with TV series? We have a pilot. Nolan built up with Memento, probably the short films before that as well. You build your way up. Drake did not just come out of the gate and then was dropping this. They were doing mixtapes after mixtapes, or singles and singles and singles and singles. The only thing that I'm going to say is that this man definitely came up in a different time, but he's also adapted to the times. But for you in a time like right now, it is the easiest time for you to get people's attention purely by just having your face seen more times by people. And the easiest way to do that is having more songs and having more videos associated with what you're doing. And this isn't as hard as people make out. To get more videos, you can go to different environments. For example, for me right now, what I'm doing, and I'm happy to give this game away because I know 99% of you won't do it. I'm gonna have at least 500 videos for the project that I'm gonna drop. But I'm not dropping it all at one time. I've got single 1, 100 videos. Single 2, 100 videos. Single 3, 100 videos. Single 4, 100 videos. Single 5, 100 videos, right? This may look overwhelming to you. If it does, immediately just understand this is what it takes. Like, who are we waiting on, right? Who are we waiting on? So I've got single 1, and this then gets split up into, because you can make it easy on yourself, into 3 parts. 3 different environments. So one is a DJ set in a studio that I've got my fans basically coming to. So that's one, where like easily 33 videos. 2, I got a DJ set on the yacht. FYI, this is probably gonna be more videos. This is me showing you easy version, right? DJ set on a yacht when I was out in Portugal, by the way. Less money than what you guys are spending on fucking music videos. You man are paying 10K for music videos that are getting 300 views and you're just posting it at one time. Makes no sense. DJ set on the yacht. I've got live performance DJ set. There's gonna be at the album launch. There's gonna be a DJ set in a car, on a roof. Now I'm just freestyling. On a rooftop, in a kitchen, in a friend's house. Post another party. This alone, I'd only need 10 videos from each party, you know. If that, maybe even 5, and I definitely could get more, and that's before we post again to trial reels. So really, this becomes 200 videos because I'm doing this with each song. And bear in mind, I'm not stopping at 5 singles. I'm probably going to drop all 10 separately, even when the whole project comes out. I'll then release each one. So I will focus my attention on each single individually, so that instead of 500 videos that you probably were just getting scared about, it's 2,000 videos I'm looking to drop. So you have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 tracks. Let's just say on there's 10 tracks. In fact, I'm dropping 16 tracks, but I'm just gonna hone in on the 10 that I think are the ones that are gonna have my focus, because otherwise it's gonna be everywhere. 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, 200, right? So what did we say? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I mean, that's literally just simple maths. 2K, that's 2,000 videos, right? That's 2,000 videos. And it's all split up. So imagine you try to drop this all at one time, people can't consume it. It's the same thing as your project, but you have to give people context, and you have to give people the environment to understand how this music is meant to be appreciated. If you drop it all at once, you may not even realize that song 12 on your project is the banger. Do you understand what I'm saying? You may think, oh, it's song 1 and everything else, right? It may be the last song that you thought was an outro, and that actually should have been the single. Which is why you need to give each song its time so that people can understand it, and you need to put it in environments in which people are going to be able to understand it. So now when I'm DJing, decks here, yeah, like this, with my decks, and I've got people around me. It's a terrible drawing this on, but anyway, you know what I'm saying. I've got a camera this side, so I can be able to edit it a separate way. I've got a camera this side, so now I can edit all of these in like 9 different ways and alternations to see which one works before we even get onto the different parts of the song and everything, right? There's a social proof of having all these people around me. Doesn't take that long. If you haven't got friends, start going out and meeting people so you got people who are going to support you, and start building relationships. But that's another video. If you want a video on how you actually build relationships in the scene, because no one knew me in my city, but I, on accident, found a way of essentially networking, and it's not networking events, that's not real networking to me. I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it's like, me filming this, you're probably thinking, but what about the music video? Fuck the music video, bro. Put people in the function. Put people where the song is going to be heard so that they can understand the context of what you're trying to go for. That's before any music videos. And bear in mind, all that I'm going to do cost me less than 2K. Will cost me less than 2K. Will cost me less than 2K. And we're not spending any money on the mixing, any money on the mastering, because I'm doing it. Because I've learned from YouTube. I don't have a degree or any of these excuses about why you shouldn't be able to do this and this and this. Fuck the music video if you have no money, right? We're trying to get attention to this. We're trying to get people's attention to this. And each one of your singles is going to be almost like a flyer towards the album. It's just directing it towards the album. Every single link that you're going to be sending to people is going to be a deep link to the playlist of the rest of your music. But you have to give out tasters. What do restaurants give out? Free samples. You have to run this like a drug dealer. What do all drug dealers do? They give out free samples. Your singles are the free sample to your album. If you're only giving one sample here, there, you may not even know what strain people are fucking with, so they're not even going to get here. Right? They're not even going to get here because you just, or even if you just dump all the strains in front of them, it's like, which one do I choose? It's like Netflix. If you've got so many, when you've got so many movies in front of you, you don't know which one to pick, right? Because it's overwhelming. It's an overwhelming amount of choice. These guys didn't drop all these films at once because they physically couldn't. He didn't drop all these albums at once because he physically couldn't. He didn't drop all episodes at once because he physically couldn't be able to film them. Yes, it was filmed before, but you don't then just drop all of them at one time. By slow walking the dog, this is what happens. You then are going to have an album that works really well. I'm never against albums. I think you need to have an album for an experience, but people are losing the art of the rollout. And they think it's because they need to have money. You don't need to have money. You can do this and you don't have to pay no money on ads. Ads is a whole other kind of like thing if you're trying to do. And also, this helps you, all those things I was just doing, also helps you sell out shows. Because every single reel, so can you imagine this? Now let me break down the views, and this is where it gets scary for you. Like, listen, I've been doing it a little while. I definitely get more views than I'd say the average person now. Minimum, I probably do 10K views, like on a video, right? Like for anything that I post, like as a reel and whatever. You can force yourself to have virality without having a bang, like one video specifically go viral. You can force yourself to have millions of views, and I'm gonna show you right now. If I drop 2,000 videos, let's say over 6 months, fuck that, 3. Let's just say 6, let's just say 6, it's not a bit crazy. Give each one this time, right? 2,000 videos with a minimum of 10,000 views. What's 2,000 times 10,000? At 20 M's, I can guarantee myself minimum 20 million views. Having more quantity and keeping the quality. People think that when they talk about, when I hear people talking about quality over quantity, I'm like, so what? You're saying that you can't hit a bat as good as you just did more than once? You're not great then. Like, if you can only do the thing once, it was a fluke. We're not looking for flukes. We're looking for people to fall in love with you because it's like, oh shit, this guy's got bangers on bangers on bangers. And this is going to take time. It takes reps and you have to do more of it. You need to have more quantity to be able to have higher quality. So that your minimum, Drake's worst song is better than all your songs. The worst Drake song is still better than the majority of the fields because he has put so many reps in. Yeah? But you can force yourself to get 20 M's. I think it's 20 M's. It may be more than that. But again, I didn't learn maths too well. My phone's nearly dead. Hold on. Hopefully I can put this calculation through before it dies on me. Calculator. God damn it. Hold on. Time about 23. $2,000 times 10,000. Right? I was right. It is 20 minutes. Minimum. By just doing more here, right? Just 20 million. Let's say it does like mid-tier where like if I get an average video that does well and get like 50,000 views, times that by 500 million views. If things like, bear in mind, each one of these videos that I'm editing with the intention of them being a banger. So on a okay day, it's still doing 100 M's. On a decent day, oh my God, I get excited even just at the thought of this about to go into my rollout. It's 200 M's. Let's say now just like unbelievable, like we're just fucking out of here. Let's say each reel gets, well, like a very, very good situation that even we could be able to, I don't think this is unrealistic because of the compound effect of people just just watching one video, and if you start linking the reels, people are going to start watching everything else. 500,000 views, 500,000 views a video. This becomes a becomes a billion views. And if we're just talking like Doctor Strange, one out of 300 million chances that each one gets a million views, there's potential for 2 billion views if you know what you're doing, purely by doing more. And people just don't. And that's before we even get to trial reels, where if you just post everything twice, 3, 4 times, you could have yourself 4 billion, 8 billion. You can't even see that no more. You are in control of your destiny. You understand this? You are in control of it. These views can be yours. You can get to 1 billion views. May take you a little longer than it will take me. That's because I put my reps in. That's because I've put the quantity in, and because of and with that matches the quality. Do you see what I'm saying? So a lot of people are just fucking lazy. How many of you even was the last time you actually just took a whiteboard and actually just like wrote everything out? When's the last time you went to your notes page and actually wrote everything out like this? Do you see what I'm saying? Most people say that they want this and they really don't. Because when I say 2,000 videos, you should be like, why is it not 4? Why am I not making 10? How do I make 10? And it's like 2,000 videos for me easily is then 4,000 posts. Because I'm gonna post once to trial reels and then once there. And then whichever ones are bangers, I've got videos that I missed out on 4 million views on if I hadn't posted to trial reels. I ended up getting 4 million views on the trial reels by posting it 5 more times. And the original video that got 3 million views on my Insta reels, and no one would have known. They would have just seen my following going up like, what's going on? Like, he hasn't posted in 4 months. Because trial reels, very, very underrated thing. But again, whole video on that I'm gonna make separately. Let's just start here. Let's just say that you get like 50K over them average, right? And you get 100 million views. And let's just say, from my experience, from what I've seen, like you can expect on the low end, like on the realistic end, views don't always equate to streams. We know this, right? So an easy way for you to, like, what I love to use is this thing called the 1% rule. What is the 1% rule, you ask? I am of the ilk that whatever your views are, about 1% of the people who view that will buy or consume something off platform. Let's just say for streams, if people are streaming your song, I'm just gonna go of the ilk that 1% of people who see it, anything more than that, we're cooking, are actually then gonna be my monthly listeners. So now let's break it down this side of things, where it's like, If we had 100 million views, what's 1% of 100 million? You basically could guarantee yourself, if you posted 2,000 videos, right, 1 million monthly listeners. If you go through everything that we just said then about you post 2K videos, let's say each one only gets 50K views, right? 1 million monthly listeners. Let's say it doesn't do as much as that. Let's say they do 10K each. 10K each. Then that becomes 200,000, 200K monthlies, which is still more than 99.9% of the field, right? Let's just say you only get 1K, 20K monthlies. Worst case, all of you guys can get 1,000 views if you just watch the videos that I give about how to be able to make good videos, like to actually be able to make videos that people actually want to be able to stick with. You're all capable of this. You are all capable of this, that you all easily could get 20K monthly listeners. Like, forget even 10K, which 90% of the field don't have. You can get to 20K easily. I think everyone has the capability of getting to 1 million, but the reason that you can't is because a lot of your music sucks. And it's just a harsh fact, and I don't mean this in a way to be harsh, it's just that you'd rather have someone be honest with you right now. Most people aren't great by definition. Most people don't have the quality because they haven't put in, as I had over here, the quality. You need to have the quantity. Most people don't have the quantity. They haven't put in the reps, right? You have to put in the reps. There's no way around it. You have to put in the reps. So, just go over what we've learned so far. What does an album Vince Gilligan, Drake, and Nolan have in common? What does a great album that people listen to, that actually run to go listen to together, have in common? They have bangers. Nolan has dropped Interstellar, Inception, Oppenheimer, Tenet, The Dark Knight, arguably the best superhero film ever made, The Prestige, Memento. He has dropped generational fucking films, so people will go and run and go to the IMAX cinema 11 in the morning, not even just a normal cinema, and it'll be sold out for months, and watch a 3-hour film that damn near takes up most of your day, because we're not even talking about traveling there and getting back. So you're damn near spending more like 6 hours of your day just to go see a Nolan film because you believe in him so much. That's why people then go into that. Then you have Drake, right? Who has statistically surpassed the field in every single way. With Trust, you dropped something like Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Views. 3 albums, he has songs alone by themselves that are bigger than people's entire discographies, right? So people trust and will go and wait until midnight to listen to a album of his because they trust that at least they're going to find a handful of bangers. How many people can you say when they drop a project, you at least are going to find 5 to 7 songs that you mess with? Damn near impossible. Some people drop whole dubs and there's nothing there. Again, the trust is very, very high. And then Vince Gilligan, do I have to say anything else? It's the same thing again, where it's the trust. You drop Breaking Bad, however many episodes of Breaking Bad are, I think maybe like 50, 60? Generational show, a perfect show. So then you follow it up with Better Call Saul. So then when it comes then 10 years, you can then take 10 years, and then you drop Pluribus. People are running to it and they don't even have to worry about watching the pilot. They want the whole thing right now because they understand that it's going to be a banger. So those are the similarities then with your album. You, my friend, need to build up trust. And you're probably not trash. You just haven't built up trust with your fans. You haven't built, which is why you're not having a legacy right now, because you haven't put the quantity in. It's the thing I said, if you meet someone in the street and they say, hey, can I just have 30 minutes of your time? I want to tell you about this thing I got. They're not listening. Because it's like, I don't know you, brother. I'm sorry. I don't know who you are. We have no relationship. I'm going about my day. I'm not stopping my whole day for you right now. That's what it's like when you're then saying our album out now. They have to carve time in your day. It doesn't matter if every single song on there is a hit. You have to hit people every single day with your hits. And you have to do it individual songs at a time, because people can only focus on one thing at a time. So if you're now dropping 14 songs, they don't even know where to start. You may say, oh yeah, start from the top. But I have to find the time to prioritize you, but I'm only going to do that if I trust you, if I believe in you, and I love you. And people are going to love you if you have quality product at a high quantity rate. You're not trash, you just haven't built anyone's trust. And if you want to have legacy, then you need to build longevity with your fans. And this is going to come down to the amount of time spent. These are the 3 T's, right? Time spent. You're probably not trash. You just haven't built trust because you haven't spent enough time with your fans. And you're trying to get 30 minutes to an hour from them from the beginning when you haven't built up that time. That's why pilots of shows exist. A pilot is to test to see if it's working with them before they then go and fund for an entire series to be done, because they don't want to lose their money. So in the same way, that's what you're building. You need to build time spent with them, and you can drop that same album, split it up, do 100 reels for each one, and you go in and improve upon every single reel. I promise you it would be statistically impossible after you're doing that, and let's say you make 100 songs in a year, fuck it, 200 songs in a year, you are going to get very, very good. Your product is going to be really, really good. So you'll have a lot of it, a high quality amount, and now you get that trust, so that when you then drop your project, they can trust it's going to be good if they've already had 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 songs from you that are a banger. And that's basically how you go about this. That's why people aren't listening to your album. You're dumping it all of them at once, and they're forgetting about you by next week. You can be there all year around with the same album. There's only 12 months in a year. Spend a month on each song, or spend 2 weeks on each song so you can drop 24 in it. Because otherwise, you're going to be 90 before you have even double digits up. And we don't want that for you. We want you to be doing this full time. Otherwise, you're going to be staring at this whiteboard like, what do I do? What do I do? You know exactly what to do. What do you do from this point? I'll give you this again. It's a free game. Make 100 songs. I don't care how you get there, but make 100 songs. And I'm only giving you, not giving you a year, I'm giving you 6 months. Yeah? They've done studies on this. There was a study that they did with 2 groups. It was like a pottery class. And they gave them, to one group, they said, make as many pots as you can. And they said to the other ones, make the best pots that you can. Which one do you think at the end of the timer came out with the best quality pots? The ones who made more pots. The reason for this is because they weren't being perfection, like they weren't getting in their own way with perfectionism, and they were just making more and more and more. So the more that they were making, the better that they were getting, and they were getting it at speed. We need to get your speed up. You're spending way too long on these songs that don't need to have 8 months on the mix and master. I promise you. Make 100 songs, right? Out of them 100 songs, pick the best 20, and then pick the best 10, and the best 5 out of that, and then these are your singles, and then the other 5 from this are your next singles. And then you drop the rest of it, right? That's number. That's what. Okay. Narrow that down. Back to 20 that you're gonna release that year in 6 months. In 6 months, in a 6-month time frame, right? Then make 100 reels per song. Yes. Yes, 100 reels per song. Yes, this isn't meant to be easy. Make 100 reels per song. Okay? Make 100 reels per song. How are you going to make them? Find 10 environments to shoot in that fit the vibe. That way you only need to have 10 reels in every environment. You'll have way more than that by design. But now you have variations to be able to see what works. And then whatever works out of those, first of all, then you're going to post. You're not only going to post them to your main, you're then going to post them on trial reels. Minimum 5 times. Each. So now you've not dropped 2,000 videos, you've dropped 10,000 posts just on Instagram. And now at this point you've got 10K posts on IG, 2K on TikTok, then 2K on YouTube Shorts. I think start with these 3. That alone is 14,000 times. 1,000 times that you have posted about your album, regardless if it is just the single, it's then going to lead back to your album. Especially if you then have this deep linked into a playlist with your entire discography, right? it's game over. I promise you it'll be game over. If you link this to your discography, and again, maybe I'll make a tutorial on this, but you can literally easily find it. You deep link it to a playlist of your discography, and now those streams are gonna compound. Brother, you'll be way past 1 million streams a month so easily. That's why I'm so excited about what I'm about to go on. The tirade I'm about to go on with my shit, right? It's all gonna lead back to this, let alone with people just tuning in to listen to this, but you will have a very, very highly streamed album. So you put it 5 times each, make sure it's on post on the big 3. So that's YT, IG, and TT, yeah? And then, this is what you're gonna do lastly. This is, by the way, this is if you have no money. This will cost you all less than 1,000 if you want to do it. Like, I know I picked some extravagant locations, but really, a venue is going to cost you $300. You could get 3 different locations immediately. That's 10 different environments that you have to pay for. The other 7, you can get your boy's car. You can do it at a beach. You can do it like what's a flight going to cost you? You and your boy, maybe a couple $100. This doesn't take much. Like whatever the vibe is, figure it out. It's not my job. Well, my job is I'm giving you the keys. This is. I didn't even draw a key. This is the key, boy. This one. I'm giving you the key to the door, right? That didn't look like a key. Oh yeah, a key's like this, isn't it? Something like that. No, that's not a key. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, the final thing, after you've done all this, it'd be very hard for you not to be in the millions, if not tens of millions, if 100 millions of views, right? The last thing that you need to do is study every video you've dropped. Maybe this is going to be overwhelming, right? Find a friend to do this with, so that it's, because then if the 2 of you come up together, maybe it's now your homie manager or whatever, you're splitting the difference and you get this done twice as fast. Like my best friend, we always do this, where it's like I will have these ideas, maybe she's got some ideas of whatever it is, and we just bounce off each other. It gets the work done so much quicker. It's like I'll find a new software, I'll find something that's going to help her be able to grow what she's doing, vice versa. She's giving me the plug for this and this, like this placement over here on the radar or whatever else it is, right? So find someone to do this with, because it's going to make your life a lot easier. But you study every video that you've dropped, and then you're going to pick 100 best videos, and then bring it down to the top 10 videos, the best 10 videos, and you study the fuck out of why those worked to a T, and you remake another 1,000 of those. Listen, you even do 10% of this, you're out of it. You're out of it. This is before we get to now, fuck it, let's go through it in this video as well. This is before we even get to data and how important customer data is. So if you want to roll out your album, this is what you got to do. Make 100 songs in 6 months. Yes, 100. Get out your own way. It's quality and quantity at the same time. Narrow that down to the best 20 songs that you've got, and then you're going to then roll out 10 of those as singles, and then the other 10 are just going to be on the project, and you're more than happy to roll them out as singles as well. But then you need to be making 100 reels per song, and you need to be dropping them songs every 2 weeks. Find 10 environments to be able to shoot in. Very easy to be able to do. Even at 5 locations is going to be able to get you enough videos in each one of those locations, and then you post them. But then you don't just post them to your main feed. You're then going to post them 5 times on trial reels, which is then going to equate to all this being 10,000 posts that you've put on just IG alone. Then you're also going to be able to post them on the big 3, YT, IG, and TT. So you're going to do 10,000. So now you've got 10,000 posts on IG, 2,000 posts on TikTok, 2,000 posts on YouTube Shorts, which comes to 14,000 times that you've posted it. At that point, it's literally like, how could anything go wrong? And then you're going to study the videos that you've dropped, and you're going to pick the 100 best videos out of that, and then narrow that down to the top 10 videos, and then you're going to make 1,000 more videos on that. But listen, if this is overwhelming, start with 100. You've already proven to yourself by doing all this that you can do it, okay? You do all that, same time, requiring customer data. So what do we mean by this? I'm going to give you the easiest plug in the world. I'm not affiliated with them. ROLLOUT. If you've ever heard of ManyChat, ROLLOUT pretty much does the same thing, but it's optimized for musicians or creators or people who basically want to sell out shows, because it's all great that we're getting streams and everything like that, but we need people at shows. We need tickets. We need to feel these fans in person after we've done all this. That's step one. Oh, fucking hell, that feels like everything. Yeah, this is hard fucking work, guys. This is hard. This is hard fucking work. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's still way easier than a 9 to 5. So if you want this to be your full-time job, treat it like your full-time job. What is Laylo? So Laylo is gonna auto do a few things for you. It's gonna auto do your IG DMs. It's gonna auto DM people on SMS, so texts, right? And email for you. You've probably seen on Insta Reels and whatever, people are like, comment this for this, right? Or they'll be like, DM me this for this. You see a lot of businesses, they do this all the time. This is normally connected to something called ManyChat, which is for businesses. For us, we want to use Laylo, as it's just way easier for us and our creative brains to get our heads around. So let's just say, for example, like what I'm doing right now with my listening party, I haven't even fully announced it. Let me just check the time. I haven't even fully announced it yet, and I've already filled up my RSVP list because I've only ran 2 posts. One that wasn't even directly promoting the event, where I literally just put in the comment sections, I said, comment me for RSVP, right? Very, very simple. It's not exactly what I said, but it's very, very simple. And then as well, I said, or if it was on my story, so I did like a story post, where I was like, reply to this saying RSVP for access to the event, yeah? I did those 2 things, already had 50 people sign up for the RSVP before I've even announced anything like officially, and it's protected my immune system without feeling like people don't want to sign up for something, right? So I did those 2 things, and it automates the DM. So what it does is it sends when that keyword gets put in the comment section or in your DM, it triggers something which basically automatically will message them for you, right? Sends them a message for you, and it will send them the link. It sends them the link. They then get sent to a landing page, which basically has like a form for their phone number and their email. And now, boom, when they put that in, there's also like a T's and C's. There's like a T's and C thing. Well done. They've just given you permission to be able to automatically DM you and then DM them and announce anything that you've got coming up with your singles or your tours, everything, right? Within 24 hours, I had 70 RSVPs. That's more than bear in mind, my email list in the last 2 years before I was using Laylo only had 250 people on it, and that was from me slowly grinding through shows. And you're telling me in 24 hours, I got basically a year's worth of them purely using this, right? So how can you use this with your content? Well, I did a test with a video that was like about a year old now from one of my songs that popped off last year. I just posted it again on Trial Reels. Within a day, it already got 30k views, right? So what I put in, I swapped out the caption, and the caption literally just said, comment, track title. I just put the track title there. If you want the link. It had like 30k views, right? Had about, I think, 30 people sign up and like comment. That's 30 new numbers that I potentially can see at a show. That's 30 new people who have basically given me permission to reach out to them outside of the algorithm, so I'm not at the mercy of the algorithm. Insane. And what does this do again? It's the 1% rule. What did I tell you? The 1% rule. So I know that every 1,000 views, I'm gonna get one person to sign up to something where I maybe gonna sell merch, I'm gonna do anything else. So now imagine now, yeah? We go back to what I said about those 2,000 videos that I'm posting, and let's say it was what was worst case, we said 100 million views for me, right? 100 million views. If I get now every single video, I'm putting in the caption, comment this to be able to get the link, because I'm just saying now, the link in bio, out now link in bio is dead. This is the way you want to go. Comment this for this, and then automating a DM to people is way more interactive. I think people just find it more fun, and they feel like almost like the pressure is off them to have to essentially go to the link in bio. It's too many steps, right? Psychologically, it just feels like less steps because
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Not more confusing. Psychologically, this just feels like their steps. Maybe it's like just like baby infant brain being like, oh, press this button, get this, beep boop, beep boop. The people feathers. I would do that every day. Instead of link in bio, comment this or DM me this. Versus you'd be like, sign up in the bio for this. No. Call out the thing that you want them to do and have them comment, and then they get a DM from you. As well, if they're a fan of you, it just looks like they got a DM from you. They like it. 100 million views? 1% room? Imagine now I had 1 million phone numbers. That's my goal. If I can get to 1 million phone numbers, I never have to worry about anything again. I don't have to worry about selling out shows. I don't have to worry about viral videos. I don't have to worry about anything. This is the thing. At some point, you want to finish the marathon, right? You want to get to the end at some point. At some point, we want to get to the end. That's your end. Trying to get 1 million phone numbers or 1 million emails from people who actually want to reach out. Because if you have that, you'll sell out every show. You can do a show anywhere. You'll make money forever, my friend. Data is everything. You probably are getting millions of views right now and not even capitalizing on it. This is how then, any album you drop, anything you've got, people will run to because they have asked you to tell them, versus you feeling like you have to promote to them. And you better race towards this. Even 10,000 phone numbers, 100,000 phone numbers will change your life. Data is everything, because if you don't have that, you're forever at the mercy of these platforms when you can take people off platform to your own subscription service, whatever it is. So anytime you drop an album, you'll know it will do a minimum of a certain amount of streams. And that's pretty much everything. So to conclude, wow, I thought I was only doing a 20-minute video today. I've been a whole hour. To conclude, dropping your album is very simple, but simple is hard. Album strategy. Drop it down. Drop 2,000 videos. Vids 100 per song. Right? There's only two things that are gonna push you out there: content and money. Right? Drop 2,000 videos. What did I say? Drop 2,000 videos. Posting 5 times each, so equals 10k vids. Post them on the big 3. TTYT, TTYT, and IG, right? And then 4. What do I say? So once you've done that, then you study top 10. Top 100 first, then top 10 vids. I also just have at ground 0, collect data with Lalo. So every video you're getting numbers. Study the top stuff from the beginning, you're just getting phone numbers. Study the top 100, then the top 10 vids. Then post another 100, I'm just going to say another 100 for now. Post 100 more vids after refining. And then you just rinse, repeat that. And then your road to 1 million phone numbers. Goes around and around and around back to the beginning, right? And that's how you're basically going to be able to do everything. So you drop 2,000 vids, you post them 5 times each, you post on the big 3, you study the top 100 and the top 10 vids, post 100 more vids, rinse, repeat that, and that'll be your road to 1 million. You rinse, repeat. Wait, no. text numbers of fans about a show. And what was that? So yeah, make 100 songs. Part 1, make 100 songs, narrow to best 20. Oh, you're fucking kidding me. Now to the best 20. Then to the best 10. Then to the best 5. Lead with those 5. Then the next 5. And then the last 10. Then you move over to here. Cool. Album. Cool. So this is the album. This is how you're going to roll out your album. You make 100 songs, you narrow down to the best 20, then to the best 10, then to the best 5, and you leave with those best 5 singles, and then you drop the next 5 singles. Then you drop the last 10 in the same kind of fashion of these 5 and the 5. Then once you've done that, you go over to here, and this is how you're going to drop them. Part 2. You're going to make sure you have ROLLOUT set up so you can collect data, so you can start getting phone numbers, because the closer you can get to the first 100,000, 500,000, a million phone numbers, you are in the money. Then you're going to drop 2,000 videos, 100 videos per song. Cry later. Post them 5 times each on trial reels. That's now going to bring you to 10,000 videos in total just on IG. Then you're also going to post on the big 3, TT, YT, IG. So now you're going to have about 15 to 20,000 times that you've posted about your music. And then you're going to study the top 100 videos, then the top 10 vids, and you're going to post 100 more vids that you've now refined from understanding what has worked out at the top 10 vids. You're going to rinse, repeat that, and then you're going to text the fans about any shows or any listening parties or anything so you can be able to get more content. Go back to the beginning, and now you've got a generational album. You're welcome. But there's one thing above everything else that if you don't have, this isn't going to work. Good music. And unfortunately, the majority of us think our music, we love it. We think it's the best thing since sliced bread. Statistically, the majority of you do not have good music. And I think a lot of the time you need to have ears, separate ears on it. So whether that's playing it to your friends, playing it to people who really trust and love you and are going to tell you the truth. I think a lot of the time people don't have that because people don't want to hurt people's feelings. My job is not to hurt your feelings, but it's to tell you the truth. So if you're needing like an executive producer or want someone to be able to have a listen to what you're making and see if it's of standard, because again, it takes a very long time to get good at this, but you can save yourself time by talking to someone like myself who's been making music, been writing music, host songwriting camps all year round. If you want to be able to jump on those as well, we've got that available for 12 years. So if you want that help, easiest thing to do is join the community. It literally is going to cost you less than half of what you pay for a pair of fucking sneakers to be able to get that help from myself and be able to develop yourself as an artist, develop so that you actually give yourself a chance at this, because you could just make 2,000 videos of trash and it's not going to work. It needs to be good. It needs to be good music. So if you want that artist development help and you want that songwriting help and help to improve yourself as an artist, as a musician, go to the link in bio.